Welcome to this week's review. A fairly quiet week, but a profitable week nonetheless. One position taken, fixed 2-hour target that was on CAD JPY sell, and that went on to hit TP at 2R, so off risk, it's 1%. And not much else from the week, to be honest. I'll be sharing that trade recap on the Daily Nuggets over here on YouTube, but also on Instagram and TikTok. Make sure you're following me there if you aren't, just to see, I guess, behind the scenes and other day-to-day stuff that I don't really share here on YouTube. But this was a high-risk position. And I guess, what did I learn this week? Not many takeaways from the market, just because I wasn't really in the market and there were actually a lot of sessions where it was just like a no forecast, risk off, for the session, just because there just wasn't much. And sometimes you have weeks like that. We went from a busy week last week, 3 positions taken, to a not so busy week this week. And I guess a lot of what I learned this week came from the macro kind of research that I was doing on the current segment of the Daily Nuggets, which was around the Trump administration's 2 terms, the first back in 2017 and then the current, and just what impact that had on EURUSD. And so I think it's been a long-standing intention of mine to kind of incorporate more macro analysis into the way I trade. And I guess the first step of that is kind of looking back and understanding what role monetary policy and the actions of central banks and other market participants kind of had on the behavior of price. And over time, as that understanding develops, then I'll be able to kind of implement it and forecast in real time, sort of really just correlating it with technical analysis. And the technical side of it may become more of like a tactical edge, where the foundation of the bias is really built on what the macro environment is indicating, and then I just use my skill set on the technical side to enter. So that's kind of how I see my development as a trader. But really enjoying understanding the macro environment and how that shapes markets quite a bit. And so what's the most important thing I need to work on improving this week? It's just been a crazy couple weeks, and hopefully that starts to slow down, but just being conscious that I need to be more efficient with my forecasts. A lot of the times I'm beginning a forecast when the kill zone's opening, and I'd say 7 times out of 10 that's fine, but there's times where either when it opens or 15 minutes after it opens, the market's ready to go, and because I'm still trying to interpret what's going on, I end up missing a position, and so need to be more efficient with completing my kill zones on time. And then the most important thing I should continue doing this week is just maintaining a high level of awareness of my emotions during analysis and execution. I think especially off the back of now a 4-win streak, euphoria kind of starts to play a role here. Even fear, if I'm being too conscious of not being euphoric, then that can work against me, and then I end up not taking setups that I should, because I'm afraid that the next trade is going to be a loser, and the next loser is going to come sooner or later. I think it's just I need to focus on sticking to the plan and executing accordingly, and over time this thing obviously should play out and even out. But just being mindful of that given the current sequence of results, which I'm not mad about. Just conscious that periods of drawdown usually follow periods where I've done really well. So here's the account metrics of capital. Same phase 2 details. And we are now at break even on the account. It has been a long couple of months, really sitting in drawdown, hovering between -3, -4, -1, -3, and yeah, we'll just see where it goes from here. But it's just good for the confidence to be able to kind of eat out of drawdown, and get back to kind of that break-even point. And yeah, just looking to continue, I think, with the way I've been executing the plan, and kind of just sticking to it, and using discretion, I think, quite well in this past couple of trades. So that is all for this week. Yeah, if you are a frequent visitor of the page, thank you for always showing support. If you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed, and make sure you check out the daily nuggets on a daily basis. And yeah, be sure to like this video, and share it with someone you think it would add value to. As always, remember that consistency is the choice you make when you start doing the things you know you should be doing day in and day out.